You still carry the voice that made you feel unlovable. Let that settle for a moment. Because this isn't about a breakup. It's not about rejection. It's about something far more insidious. The echo of someone else's voice that crawled into your head, took root and started sounding like your own. That voice, quiet but relentless, doesn't scream. It whispers, "You're not good enough. You're too much. You're not worthy. You'll never be enough." Most people never notice when it begins. It slips in quietly, disguised as concern, correction, maybe even love. It starts when we're young, a parent, a teacher, a friend, a stranger. Someone says something careless, maybe cruel, and your mind, eager to make sense of the world, absorbs it, files it away, replays it, until one day you start believing it's true. This voice becomes the background noise of your life. It's the hesitation before you speak, the doubt before you try, the apology before you've done anything wrong. It shapes the way you walk into rooms, the way you hold relationships, the way you see yourself. You don't realize it, but you've been arguing with a ghost. And the worst part, you've mistaken the ghost for yourself. The philosopher Søren Kierkegaard once said, "Once you label me, you negate me." The voice inside your head isn't just labeling you, it's limiting you. It's not your own, but it wears your face. It mimics your tone. It's practiced. And here's where it gets darker. Over time, you stop needing the people who originally planted that voice. You've internalized them. You've become your own jailer. You'll walk away from abusive people but carry their words like gospel. You'll enter new relationships but sabotage them the moment they show you love because deep down, you don't believe you deserve it. Psychologists call this introjected shame. It's the internalization of someone else's judgment. It's different from guilt. Guilt says, "I did something bad." Shame says, "I am bad." And when you're soaked in shame, everything starts to rot. Your confidence, your ability to receive kindness, your dreams. You become afraid of being seen because you're convinced that if someone really looked, they'd leave. So you stay hidden. You play roles. You perform. You become agreeable, or funny, or successful. Anything to be liked. Anything to keep the mask on. But the truth is, no amount of external validation can silence an internal voice you've never questioned. You could have 1,000 people telling you you're worthy, but if the voice in your head still whispers otherwise, you'll find a way to destroy everything that proves it wrong. Because the lie feels safer than the truth. Familiar pain is more comforting than unfamiliar healing. Think about that. We'd rather cling to pain we've known our whole lives than risk the vulnerability of being loved. The Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." But when the imagination has been colonized by a hateful voice, reality itself becomes distorted. You don't see the world as it is, you see it as you are. And if you believe you are unlovable, then every interaction, every silence, every failed attempt becomes proof. We call this confirmation bias. Your mind looks for evidence that supports what it already believes, and it will twist reality to make it fit. That's why compliments bounce off, why success feels hollow, why genuine love feels like a trick. You don't trust it, because deep down, you still trust the voice more than you trust the world. And here's the kicker. It's not even your voice. It never was. So where do we go from here? You can't silence the voice by ignoring it. You have to confront it. You have to ask, whose voice is this? Who taught me I was unworthy? Who convinced me that love must be earned, that value must be proven, that I am only as good as my performance? This is the hard part, because often it was someone we loved, someone we trusted, someone who was broken themselves. Maybe they meant well, maybe they didn't, but either way the damage was done, and healing won't come from blaming them. It comes from recognizing the wound and choosing not to pass it on, to yourself or to others. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That voice has been directing your life. It's chosen your partners, your job, your self-worth, and you've mistaken its script for destiny. but you can rewrite it. It starts small. Catch the voice. Notice when it speaks. Write it down. Don't judge it. Observe it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this helpful? Is this kind? If not, why am I believing it? And then replace it. Speak back. Not with fake affirmations or empty positivity, but with reality, with evidence, with compassion. Remind yourself of the times you were loved, cherished, valued, even if it was brief, even if it was by a stranger. That moment was real. Let it count. Because the goal isn't to drown the voice out. The goal is to make your own voice louder. This is what healing sounds like. It's messy, it's slow, but it's real. You will lose people on this journey. People who benefited from your self-doubt. People who liked you better when you were small. Let them go. You are not here to be palatable. You are not here to be agreeable. You are here to be whole. And wholeness requires truth. The truth is, you were never unlovable. You were simply convinced to believe a lie by someone who didn't know how to love. That's not your fault. But healing from it? That's your responsibility. It won't happen overnight. But every time you question the voice, every time you speak up, every time you choose love over fear, you chip away at the illusion. Until one day the voice gets quieter, the shadows get smaller, and you begin to recognize yourself. Not the version that was made to survive, but the version that was born to live. If this resonated with you, if you saw yourself in these words, take a moment to reflect. What voice have you been carrying? And what would your life look like if you finally let it go? If this message moved something in you, if it made you think, made you feel, or gave you a moment of clarity, please like this video, subscribe for more content that dives deep, and share it with someone else who might need to hear it. You are not alone, and you are not unlovable. Not now, not ever.